What's up, Gavin? Happy to see you. The inimitable Forte Gray. Oh, what's up? Wacko showed up. Oh no! Wacko showed up in the on the Mario Vespa. What up, Wacko? He showed up with Princess Peach. And Princess Peach got a peach on her, don't she? Everybody. Oh man, hold on. What's wrong with my soundboard? Oh my gosh. You just put it on? Yeah, it's dope, bro. It's dope. Freshly minted. Oh man, it looks so cool. It looks so cool, man. Check it out. Oh, I thought you had the heart glasses. You went with the dill pickle lenses. Is that what it is? Oh no. Ah. Hold on, I gotta refresh you guys. What's up, Bro House? There we go. All right, yeah. So let's get into it a little bit, you guys. This is Wacko Zacko. If you guys don't know, he's one of the coldest wearable designers, if not the coldest. I say he's the pinnacle. His wearables are incredible. Yeah, actually, I think it's better if you just keep your eyes on the road. Oh, man. Yeah, you're in Europe right now, right? Oh, man. He just came up in here and started flexing on me when I got the Flex Luker out too, man. You see how you do? That's cold though, man. Like look at the skin. Like what you did on the skin is so cool, bro. And even the 5 o'clock shadow, like Peach do got a peach on her, don't she? She got some things on her. That's why she cracking that grin. Yeah. Right. Wacko in here flexing on me, man. I gotta change my name. I can't even have his moniker when he in here like this. Hold on. There we go. So this, hey, you guys are getting a treat, man. This is one of my favorite designers, Wacko Zacko. You can actually get to his information by right-clicking on him. So if you hit C to go into first-person mode, you can hit C to change from first person to third person. And you can right-click on anybody that's here, and it'll give you their information. So you can see this Wacko Zacko and this Scooter Date wearables. These are really, really cool. What happened? Since when do you care about? Wait a minute. Do you care? Bro, he had the what's that guy's name? Vitalik. He had the Vitalik with the gray sweatpants on. Did y'all? Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry. You could join the clubhouse too. We're in the clubhouse. Right, right. You should have got in trouble for that. Yeah, Vitalik walking around with a holstered cruise missile, and talking about community guidelines. Let me get started with this class. Y'all are wild, man. This is so cool. Yeah, it's nice to have everybody in here. Hey, womp for me real quick, if you will, please. And the way that you womp, my fellow Voxelians, is to hit the P key, right? For post the womp, I guess, or to go to this share key, and you can. Oh, cool! Thank you. You guys have been womping. Orte's the best. Marshall's the best. Yeah, I had to switch up from Flex Luker, man. Dude came in here flexed on me. In the Vespa. He's got the Vespa in here all over these. What is this, tile floor? Is this tile? Oh no, did he bounce? Oh. So yeah, you guys, there's a difference between the parcel, getting back on Wacko making his stage entrance. I love these wearables, Morena. That's so cool. The hair, everything. Wow. So beautiful. Yeah, so there's a difference, you guys, between a parcel, right, which has a neighbors. It's part of a neighborhood. I'm in the you can see that I'm in the winter district. Over here is the autumn district. And you can know this by right-clicking, or you can click. I don't know what. Oh, I guess the address is Umber Terrace now. Right, there we go. So if you click on the tab for wherever you're at, it'll bring up this little informational panel, and you can see that there, my address. So I'm 5 Snowfox Street in the winter neighborhood of Kronos Island. You can see, the address or the wallet that owns this particular parcel, the neighborhood, the token, the location, and the size, the build height, the elevation. Do I have a basement? No. Is it waterfront? No. Sad. The area. All this stuff is available. All this information is available for you. But this is just an NFT, right? So you can actually click on OpenSea and check out the actual NFT for the parcel, right? Somebody offered me $436. That's funny. How do I turn that off? Can I turn that off? I don't want to accidentally click that. Yeah, so you can see that this is actually a parcel that's available for. It's not available. This is not available for sale, but it's available for viewing on the OpenSea. That's what I want to say. Now, the difference between a parcel. Hold on 1 second. The difference between a parcel and a space is that when you log in, anybody that's logged in and has their username up here, anyone that's logged in has the ability to build a space. Now I'm gonna show you what a space looks like. Now this is a space. I'll give you an example for. Well, this is probably not the best space to have gone to. But this is an example. So this is a space that I've built out. It's like a little business area, little marquee area people can hang out. Now, the thing about a space is only 5 people can be in here at a time. This is not part of a neighborhood. This is out in the void. And in fact, I'll show you. Let me go to my profile page. So when you first log in, you'll see that this is your profile page. It has your name, your friends over here, your friends list. I think this has to do with yo folk. Don't worry about that. But when you first come into Voxels, this is your profile page. And on your profile page, it has your WOMPs. It has whatever parcels you own. And then wherever you're a collaborator, right? And then your spaces. And so you can create your own space. If you keep scrolling down, you see here it has a create a space sort of link. And then your favorites, right? And then I think it has all your costumes. I have a gang of costumes. You can even create a costume from your profile page, right? But what we want to do is actually come over here to create a space. So I click on create a space. And yeah, okay, come on, click on here on create a space. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna call this Voxels 101 class, right? And you can make the width whatever you want, right? And I think now they actually respect the 32 by 32 by 32. So you can create a space for building on and practicing at whatever you want. But if we were doing mine, it would be like what? I think it's 15, hold on. Mine is 17 by 11 by 8. So let's say 17 meters by 11 depth, right? By 8 meters tall. So then this space right here would give me a space that I can build inside of. See, Voxels 101 class. Now this is equivalent to the size of the parcel that you're in right now. So I'm gonna click on unlisted because I don't want it. I don't want people, I don't want it being listed and web crawled. And you can see that you have some other options here like sandbox. So you can make your space editable for everyone. And if you want people to come to it, you can change the address and give it a slug. So for instance, we could say Voxels 101, right? And this would be the Voxels 101. So when I click this check mark, now if we want to go to the URL link to get to this space is voxels.com/s/Voxels101. Now, everybody that has a Voxels login, anyone that's logged in with a wallet, you have 420 of these free spaces. So here, I'm gonna just go ahead and, well, let me show you guys some of the other options of a space. Now remember, you guys have 420 of these spaces to play around with. Now, when you build out a space, you can actually download the content of the space and save it as a .json file. That's a file format. It basically just gives you information on arrangements. So not that big of a deal. You can download a JSON file, or you can also upload a JSON file, right? Okay, so I'll give you an example. Let's see. I don't know if I have any that I've downloaded. Now, whatever JSON file you're trying to upload to, whatever, I think this is it. This might be one. Let's see. I think it might be too big. Yeah, that was the wrong one. Same deal. Yeah, I didn't actually change the name. Maybe I did. Hold on, let me see if I can find one. I might have changed the name on it. Nope. So that might be one. So I know this Cave version 1 is one too. That's actually one that I downloaded. Some of these other JSON files are costumes. Alright, I have to download one for you guys so I can show you. No problem. Now, here you go. This is a shareable link, or you can use the slug. I prefer to use the slug, you guys, but you can see there's more information here based on the whole space. And you've got some options here. So you don't have to start with this, for instance. You can click on this build button and you can set it to empty. And when you click on it, it'll tell you, are you sure you want to build? Because it'll destroy everything that's there right now. And hopefully it updates. Boom, now it updates. You can see that it's all empty, right? But you can also build other structures on here, some other cool stuff that's available, right? So you can pick different materials and add those, or you can say 3 randomly generated towers, for instance, or you can create a solid block with 4 doors, or a pyramid, or a scaffold structure, for instance, right? Let's go ahead and just build the park. Randomly generated park. All right, and now we're gonna click visit. And this is our space. Now you can see off in the distance, our space is kind of denoted by these green tiles. That tells you how big it is, right? But everything over here, this is all void. There's no neighborhood, there's no people available, there's no walk-through traffic, and only 5 people could be in here at once with me while I'm in here. But this is still a volumetric 3D space, and you can actually do a lot of really cool stuff with it. So when you get here, you can go into authorship mode or author mode with these 4 buttons over here on this side. Okay? So this is the add features tab, right? You can get to that usually by hitting the tab key if you're focused inside of Voxels. You can tell that you're focused inside of Voxels because that little drop down will let you know that Voxels has control of your cursor. Now, while I'm in Voxels and I move my mouse, it'll move my camera as well. Now, if I hit the tab key, it will bring up my add features pane, I guess you could call. And this is where you can add all of the different features to your parcel or to your space. You can add different content. It's a very powerful menu. The rest of them are kind of supplementary to this one. So once you get to know this one, you'll be in pretty good shape for building inside of this metaverse. So first thing I want to do is I want to click on choose tint, and I want to pick this color. I want to pick white. It won't let me pick white. Okay, let's pick gray. All right. So you can see that you have these voxels right here. There's 16 of them. And you can use these different building blocks. If I hit build, I can actually start laying down these blocks, right? Now, every click lets me put a block on top of a block, right? Now, what a lot of people don't know is if you hold down the shift key, it turns into erase mode. So if I let go of it, I'll be adding whatever block I have selected, right? But if I hold down shift, I can actually delete whatever blocks are there. So I can go in erase mode with shift. So shift is my modifier, right? And if I drag, you see I can make a big selection at once. It's a little jarring sometimes, but yeah. And you can only put these voxel blocks, I call them voxel blocks. You can only put these voxel blocks inside of your parcel. You see how it sort of disappears when I get outside of my parcel? Now that's not the way every feature works. Some features do allow you to go a little bit outside of your parcel. Some features allow you to go crazy outside of your parcel, right? But your parcel limitations or boundaries They kind of want you to learn how to respect those. So if I click on this again, now, glass is the second one. So this little pane right here, if you've ever done Minecraft, you know that that's glass. So if I hit build with my glass on, it gives me sort of a see-through glass pane. If you guys ever seen that inside of the parcel, that's where that comes from, right? Now, what a lot of people don't know, and this is for you guys, since you guys are my favorites, because you guys are here. What a lot of people don't know is these voxel blocks also correspond to your numbers, right? So if I hit 1, I will start laying down this first gray block, right? If I hit 2, I will start laying down glass blocks, right? If I hit 3, I will start laying down that third voxel block, and I'll show you what that corresponds to. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So right now you can see I have 3 selected, right? If I hit 4, you'll see that it'll start laying down voxel block number 4. Same thing with 5, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, right? And 0. Now, I don't know how to get to the other 16 sets, but I just typically use whatever voxel blocks I want to use. I will try to put them within the first 8, the first 9. Usually, I don't go past the 4 or 5 unless I'm doing something really detailed. But that's a hotkey for you guys to know how to do that. Also, if you hit B, you'll go to build. Supposedly, if you hit P, you won't do anything. But if you click on paint, you can paint the different textures based on which blocks you want to pick. Now I know you guys are like, oh wow, those are some really ugly textures. Yeah, they are. But that's not a big problem, because this brush tab right here, it's the edit tab, and what it does is it allows you to stylize the textures that you have for you can replace the textures for your block. So say I want to replace this first block. Well, first thing I could do is I could reset these colors. Right? And then now that I've reset the colors, you'll see that it changed that to green. So the first thing I want to do is, I know that first block is my grass. So if you come here to where it says replace on the secondary tab, which is the edit tab, if you come to this replace, it'll give you your, you can select any kind of materials, right? And I have this really cool textured grass. So I'm gonna click on that, and it will replace any of those first blocks. It looked like it just reset everything for me. Is that what just happened? Where are all my blocks? I'm gonna give it a refresh and see if it acts right. And no, it does not. So let's try this again. I always love it when it does this while I'm live. Are y'all seeing this? Are y'all seeing this foolery? This Thomas foolery? Try this again. Ah, okay, there we go. This Thomas foolery. Alright. Wow, see, the block is kind of see-through. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. So let's go ahead and replace some of these other textures with some textures we've got here, right? Are you checking this out? Can y'all see this? Is it just me? I didn't know that that if it doesn't fit, it gives you the PNG sort of version of it makes it see-through. It's never done that for me before. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a fresh restart. You know what? Maybe it's this theme music. Hold on, let me change this theme music. Okay, hopefully we're back. Alright, cool. Yeah. And so no, it still looks like una porqueria for some reason. I don't know why, but it's being mean to me, you guys. Voxels looks like it's taking a crap. What is going on? You know what's funny is they're actually making a lot of changes recently. They're gonna move to a new version of Voxels, and a lot of the stuff that I'm showing you right now might be subject to change. But I think if you know this stuff, you'll probably be ahead of the curve. Wait. Is that an invisible block? Did I just paint an invisible block? I'm painting with invisible textures, you guys. I should be recording this so that we can save it as a glitch. So hold on, let me come out of here. Come up out of this store. Come up out of this store. Come up out of this store. And all right, there we go. Voxels 101 class. Let's go back. See if it's changed. See if anything else is acting. Nope, still acting weird. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Do you see this, Marcia? Is Gus there? What's up, Gus? I know it ain't just me. Did the clubhouse end? Y'all can still hear me in Clubhouse, right? Oi. Can y'all still hear me? Oh my gosh. What up, Monte Goose? What up, Goose? Yeah, something went wrong, alright. Oof. Is Clubhouse what's killing my stuff? Clubhouse is killing my vibe, messing up my job. Wow. The room ended? Wow, the room ended. Okay. That's a hot mess. Then it closed my whole Clubhouse room. Alright, well, most of y'all are in here anyway, right? What up, Gus? Is that Mental's up in here? Lettuce is up in here. All right, so here, let me jump to a new space because this was acting a little iffy. Here, let's try this. There we go. All right. So you can see I have some of the other features available here. Just going over some of the different features. We built this sort of edifice with some of the voxel blocks, right? And you can see here are some of the different textures that we had loaded in here. And if I hit 1, again, I'll be building with the first blocks. If I hit 2, I'll be building with glass, right? If I hit 3, I'll be building with the third texture. If I hit 4, I'll be building with the fourth texture. 5, I will be building with the fifth texture. I can't talk. Loaded. All right, cool. So you guys get it. Whatever textures you have assigned here, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, yada yada, etc., etc., etc. Okay? So the voxel blocks are your primary building infrastructure for what you're going to be building here in the metaverse. Now the reason for that is because at the moment the voxel blocks are the only thing that accept your lighting. So if you're doing lighting, I can show you the guess I could switch out the build for a lighting build. But yeah, if you're doing lighting, the only thing that will respect the lighting at the current moment, and they're about to change this, but the only that's gotta be it's gotta be Baba. What's up, Baba? Hey, ping some people in for me, bro. Yeah, hey, join us in the oh, he dipped? He came in and just dipped? Yeah. So the only thing that will respect the lighting, and you can do baked light maps, but only when you have a parcel, not in spaces anyway. So, but the only thing that respects the lighting for right now in a parcel is these voxel blocks, these 16 voxel blocks. And you can make changes to the flavor, I guess, of these blocks by adding a different tint. So if I add a different tint right here, you'll see how now all of these materials are kind of tinted with this color, right? So if I pick this one and I click paint, I can actually paint on top of these, and you can see there's a difference. They basically tinted them. So you get a little bit more mileage out of your materials that way, right? And again, you can change the color for these tints by coming down to the style or the edit menu and making your color changes here, right? Now this is cool. You can replace with a texture from another parcel. So you can click to load textures from your other parcels. That is cool. So my parcel has these textures that you guys are seeing. I can actually import these from my parcel. I can drag them and drop them on here. So here, I'll drag that one there. And we'll drag that one there. That's actually really cool. They have baked lighting in spaces? Oh, you said they're going to. Yeah, they're going to do a bunch of things, Gus. Listen, I love voxels, don't get me wrong, but they're going to do a lot of things, bro. But yeah, so I could go over lighting for you guys too. But this is kind of cool. So again, you can get a lot of mileage out of using the different tints along with these 16 voxel blocks. It's asking me to bake the light map in here. It says it's baking my light map. Don't say that. Hold on. Don't tell me that. So let me see. you can add a lantern right here, right? We're gonna make it strong, and then we're gonna bake the light map to see what happens. Because who knows, they might have updated it and not told anybody. We'll let that cook. That's pretty cool though. Alright. So that's pretty much it for the 16, what I call voxel blocks. Hey, they got lighting in spaces. Do you guys see this? Marcia said it's there now. She's right, it is there now. Look at that. They've got lighting in spaces, you guys. This is actually a pretty big deal. So you can see that everything in here is being influenced by that light. They've got lighting in spaces. They did not have that before. That's really cool. That's really cool. So let's go over lighting real quick. Now that they've got lighting in spaces. That's nuts. All right, so first, before we do that, so that's the voxel blocks. I think we've gone over most of that. We'll go over the asset library in a second. But I wanted to show you guys some of these other features that are available inside the add menu. How we looking on time? Not doing so bad. All right, so you've got some other options that are available to you inside. So like this audio feature. So another thing, when you bake a light map, if you make any changes after the fact, it unbakes. So just don't worry about that. This is the audio feature, and what it does is you can load it with an MP3, and it will play the MP3 for you. Okay. So you have some options here. You can display a small button and preload the audio, right? You can load it directly from a streaming source, right? If it's streaming. You can play, set it to autoplay so that when someone comes in the parcel, it will automatically play. And you can have it set to loop playback. So here, I'm gonna go ahead and, what was that? Are you guys hearing that too? Oh my God. Yeah, that's the playlist thing from CV Mini Games. I don't know if you guys heard that. I don't think you heard that. I'm gonna believe y'all didn't hear that. I'm just gonna pretend y'all didn't hear that. All right. So this is the audio feature. So you can set it to play. Now here. So once you set a feature into your parcel or your space, you can then have access to editing some of the features of your feature, editing some of the options for your feature by clicking on this little panel right here, right? The first thing you can do is this green button lets you replicate. So if I hit the green button, it will give me an outline of the feature and allow me to place it, and thereby have another one. I'm going to go ahead and delete it. But if you haven't clicked on it, what I like to do usually if I want to place something on a different wall, I'll select the feature and then I'll move to where I want it moved to, and I'll hit the move key and it will place it right in front of me. So now I can just move it over here and you'll see that it's moved. Okay? So right clicking on it will also give you this gizmo. This gizmo lets you manipulate, translate, rotate, eviscerate, desecrate, take it on a metadate, a bunch of 8, right? Lets you affect its position, its scale, and its rotation here in space, right? You can also do it with this editor. You can also simply just input the information. And you can load the URL from your audio up here, or you can upload it And when you upload it, it just uploads it to a streaming site and then grabs that URL for you and puts it in there for you. So not too difficult. Let's see, Voxels class. Let's do Serious Middle East. All right, hold on 1 second. Hi, Bluebird. The class got killed. I had a whole clubhouse room with people in it, and somehow it got axed. So if you like, you can join us at the pinned link above. We're actually doing the class out of my parcel. All right, so you can see here the feature. You can set up the feature. So now that I've uploaded it, it inputs the URL for it. It saved the file to this digitaloceanspaces.com and save the file for me. So now I can actually just refer to it with the URL. And when I click on this, it loads the audio and starts to play it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. All right, so good. That's me playing it, and now you can hear it when I play that, right? All right. So you can also programmatically set this up to play when you first walk in. When someone automatically walks inside the parcel, will play. You can have it loop while they're there. So say you have like some birds chirping or something like that, you can have it loop in the background. And for instance, on my game, I actually have the instructions play when you first go into the game. That's how I do it with this audio function. And your scripting, if you have any JavaScripting, you can do it. You can implement your JavaScripting right here inside of your feature. So that's the feature panel, right? We're not going to be able to go over all the features today, but I'm going to hit a few of them. All right, cool. So that's the audio feature. If I hit tab again, I can scroll down here. They have a boombox. Now the boombox is cool. Let's just go ahead and throw it out here. The boombox is cool because what it does is it lets you broadcast throughout the parcel, right? I didn't talk about spatial roll off, but I will. Okay. So this feature right here allows you to left click on it and you can see it says Boombox broadcast audio to test space 301, which is where we are, and use my microphone. And so it's asking to use my microphone. And if I hit start broadcast, it will connect me and now I'm live. And you can see that anything I'm saying will be broadcast to anyone that's here inside of the space. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit end broadcast. I'm gonna right click on it again and you can see the features. So it says the spatial roll off factor chooses how quickly the sound fades away as the player moves away from the emitter. Okay? So just like in any real volumetric space that has depth, if you get further away from the speaker, it will sound, you'll get to a point where you can't hear it at all. This option right here just basically describes how far away you've got to get before the sound starts to fall off. If you don't want it to fall off and you want people to hear it throughout the entire parcel, you're going to bring this all the way to the left, right? And if you want people to, like, the minute they walk out the door, they won't be able to hear it anymore, you can drag this to the right and it'll fall off a lot quicker, okay? And you can also set it up to where only the people who are set up as collaborators can use this broadcast feature. So not just anybody can come in here and start broadcasting to everybody in the space. Now, you can set this up with a feature ID as well. So your feature ID is inside of the programming. If anyone does any scripting, you can give this a unique identifier that you can then refer to inside of your scripting. So that's what you would do with the feature ID. You can add it to a group. So if there are any groups inside of here, you can add it to another group and then refer to that group by that unique ID. And that's kind of cool too. All right. So that's the boombox. The button is typically a trigger for scripting. So you can set it up to on click. You can change the color from red to green to blue to white. And basically it just exists for people to come in, click, 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 click. And then you can do on click, use that as a trigger inside of your scripting as well. So if we had like an input window or something like here, for instance, text input. So say we had a text input window here, right? And people can click here and start typing, hi, my name is Dio Smio, right? If you wanted to do something with that text, you can actually program this to be connected to this and have that input actually go somewhere, right? So that's what the button is for. The button is for scripting purposes. Everybody getting this? Everybody cool? Am I by myself? Is anyone out there? Anyone out there? Anyone out there? Can you hear me? 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 Is that Bluebird? I know you got my back, Bluebird. You're the best. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So that's the button. Are you? Can you see me, Bluebird? Did you go to the parcel? If you go to the parcel, you can see I'm streaming to Twitch. Oh, fantastic. Okay, that works too. That always works too. Fantastic. Okay. So, that's the button. Okay, textured cubes. Textured cubes are fantastic. The only problem is that they don't accept lighting for right now. They will soon, from what I hear. But a textured cube is very powerful because it lets you create without having to use this big block space, right? So when this first comes in, you can see that it is 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Everybody see that? So when it first comes in, it's 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Now, you'll also see that that corresponds, as I move this along this axis, you'll see that a 0.5 textured cube is the same as a voxel block. Does everybody see that? For the most part. For the most part, it's the same as a voxel block. So one by one by one would be um, double that. Here, I'll show you. So if you click on this handy dandy padlock, whatever numeric value you put in one of these, it will upload it to the rest of them, right? So that's actually now the size of 4 of these blocks, right? Yeah. Just so you guys can keep that in mind. If you guys are building with these blocks and also with texture cubes in conjunction, you want to know how to make sure that how to make them fit flush. Because what you can do is, I wish you could do that. You can come in here and click on this and upload a texture. Let's do pink leather. Thatchet. Let's do Thatchet. So you put the Thatchet texture on your texturable cube, and you can see how it looks, right? Looks pretty cool. And so, you set that to 0.1. You're not gonna do it. There we go. There you go. So now you can see sort of the value of a textured cube. And it can be a platform as well. You come down here to underneath where it says enable collision. You can click on the enable collision button. And you'll see that now it is a platform that will hold my weight. And it's still more sturdy than some of the rugs I've been involved in. Even though it's floating in midair. How about that? I'm still tripping over lighting. All right, so yeah. So here you can see you got position, you've got scale, you've got rotation, and then you've got your URL for that texture, right? So if I wanted to add that texture to other textures, I can come in here and copy that URL and then just add it to another texture. Even though I can also replicate it, that's where that's being saved, is basically what that means, right? Right? And, all right. So again, I can also add feature ID to it. Go ahead, zero that back out. All right. So I can add a feature ID to it and use that to do scripting again. Or I can create some animation, right? So if I click on animation and say I want to animate the positioning of this textured cube, for me it's a platform because I enabled the collision. What we can do is we can set it to position, right? And then right now we're gonna ignore easing for right now, and we're gonna add a keyframe. So this is the initial starting keyframe, and it's zeroed out, right? We're gonna add another keyframe, and you'll see it has 30 because this is the time. So we're starting at frame number 0 in our timeline, and we're saying we're moving to 30 seconds, milliseconds, frames. Let's just say frames. We're moving to 30 frames from now, right, on our timeline. And we're saying 30 frames from now, from this 0 point, we want this to move to negative, we don't want -5. We do want, say -3. All right. We want -3, right? And so it's saying over 30 frames, we want you to travel from 0 on the x-axis to -3. I mean plane, not axis, on the plane, right? So now we can add another frame and say at 60 frames. Right now, because it copied this last one, it says -3. It's gonna stick around at -3 from 30 to 60. So if we've changed this back to 0, right? It's gonna go bop, 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 bop. So from 0 to 30, it's gonna move to this point, which is -3 in position, and then from 30 to 60, it's gonna move back to 0. Really easy peasy, right? Now, let's go back to the easing function. The easing function is sort of a logarithmic plot. I guess it's plotting on a scale that determines how this animation eases into frame or keyframe from keyframe to keyframe. So there are, you can see that there's from 0 to 30, there's 30 frames in between 0 and 30. But I only have a keyframe on frame 0, and I have a keyframe here on frame 30, and I have a keyframe on frame 60. But there are other frames in between that are being interpolated based on where my keyframe data has me being positioned or rotated or whatever, right? That makes so now the easing determines how I get from that place to here. I'll just show you. It makes more sense. So if I click on bounce, it's because they put in this funky plotting that goes bop bop bop. That makes it look like it bounced. Kind of ugly. And we can just set it to the start. So it's not on the start and the end. Or we could just set it to end. Boom, boom, bump, boom, boom, bump, boom, boom, bump, boom, boom. So it looks like it's hitting something and bouncing, right? Let's, we can also set it to back. So it looks like it's on a rubber band. See? So the easing function just gives you an ability of plotting how it arrives, if you will, how it eases into whatever keyframe it is it's moving into next. So if we just set it to end, we can just set it to start. Right? So it's like a yeah. So that's the easing function. There's a whole bunch of other different plots that they have here. You can't really see it being plotted, but know that this is a sine curve. They've got a quadratic curve, power curves, elastic, cubic. Ugh, that's ugly. Right. And that animation kind of works for whatever features it's available for, right? Now, here's something else, a little bit of alpha for you guys. If you wanted to make um, more complex animations, here, I'm going to replicate this right here, right? Now, say I wanted to actually create an animation using both of those and do something more complex with them, right? They have their own timeline, right? As a feature, but I can actually select both of them and group them and then animate the group as well. And I'll show you how to do that. Now, you'll see that when I click on one of them, it actually just I can't really hit shift and click on another one. It's not really going to work that way. So if I want to select multiple features, I can come down here to this, which is my parcel features tab. And my parcels features tab, based on proximity and everything, will filter out all the different features that are close to me based on proximity, or I can set it up based on ID, or I can set it up based on type. So if I hit type, it'll have all the features in the different type. But this is set to proximity. So the closest thing to me is this lantern. And so you'll see that when I hover over it, you'll see it gives me the outline. So everything that's in order of the things that are closest to me in terms of features, that's what this list is delineates, right? So I've got my lantern, my boombox, my cube, and I definitely want to select my cube. So I'm gonna hit this little check mark, and so now we know that that's already checked. And then this white button over here, and then this other cube. So I can select both of my cubes now. You can see I have them both selected. And down here at the bottom, it says create group. If I click on create group, now they are one group, right? And inside of, I can edit my group now. You can see they kind of moved a little bit for some reason. I don't know why they did that. Groups are funny acting sometimes. They can be a little shady. All right, now that they're grouped together, I can actually scale them as a group, right? I can, position them as a group, right? And they have their own timeline as a group. So let's just say I wanted to do a rotation. I can add some keyframes, right? Right? So now it's like a barrier. And because they have collision, they'll actually move me out of the way, right? No respect of person, right? interesting animation. All right. So anyway, again, that you can select that by going to your parcel features, and now you'll see that this is the group icon. So if I wanted to select the group icon, I can actually undo that. Oh. Wow. That's interesting. All right, so that's how you can get some animated, like some complex animation. See this guy. We've got some Vox models over here with some animations on it. All right. I wonder is the guest book working? Did they fix the guest book? Let's see if they fixed the guest book. Nope. Not yet. Not yet. But that's cool. I can respect that. I'm still happy about these lighting inside of here. Oh my gosh, I can actually light the rat race. That would be interesting. So, for instance, lanterns. Lanterns are cool um, because they can serve as your light source inside of your parcels, right? Now, what's cool about the gizmos, you see you can move things with the blue arrows, but if you start editing with the cubes, you will start to resize things. That's how you can get like strip lighting if you're interested in that. Come over here and change this color. It's so cool. And I believe they got lighting inside of the parcels now. Inside of the spaces. Man, you kids are spoiled. I remember when there was no such thing as lighting. All right. So, are there any questions? I think for the most part, we went over a bunch of features today. So, I guess this is daylight out here, so daylight's gonna interfere. It's lighting it a little bit, and this is inside here. So, actually, let's see. Put that in your light map and bake it. Moving kind of fast too. Makes me wonder what's wrong with my parcel. Powered by Indigo Renderer. Spoke too quick. There we go. Wow. Oh, I set that to 29. I set that to 50. And what is this set to? 50. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and light map baking is an artistic endeavor. Um, only because I'll show you guys like some of the different nuances, right? So right now you got a 50 light with a 50 light as they're baking. This one's a box, it's up here. This one's sort of a strip. So you'll see how they're interacting with each other. Now because there's so much more lantern over here to this strip, it's actually impacting the rest of this room much more. And I'll show you by changing the color. Right. Let's change the color to like blue. And here, let's do this. 8. Uh-oh. And let's draw this wall. Okay. Now let's light map back. Wow. I used to have to be a collaborator, like an admin on a parcel in order to just play around with light map baking. You guys are so spoiled. Wow, you can add collaborators to spaces. Okay. I love it. I love it. All right, cool. So now you can see, the real impact over here. For some reason, I've got a lot of daylight coming in. I guess it's that door. A lot of daylight coming in. But yeah, these are both set to 50, and you can kind of see how they're impacting the different parts of the space. I really encourage you guys to come play around with lighting inside of spaces. Now that they'll let you do it for free, that's pretty powerful. So yeah, that's something else. Okie dokie. Any questions, you guys? Any questions? I think that's gonna do it for class today. Oh, you're so kind. No, really. No, seriously, you're too kind. Too kind. Stop it. So no questions?
Nope.
None?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, for everybody that's still out there, all of my students, I love you. I love you. I love you. Thanks for coming to class today. If you have any questions, just leave them in the Discord. The Discord is readily available at my lexluker.car.co site. Simple. You can get to this on my Twitter if you need to. But if you scroll down here at the bottom, you can see it says join the Discord. Click on that. Continue to Discord. It takes you to the Discord. For some reason, it wants me to log in again. Why? Why? But yeah. There we go. All right. So the Discord. Yeah, it's actually happening now. This is the beginning of the server. There we go. Yeah, so the Voxels class, this is where all of your students kind of come in and check in and do stuff and have fun and yada, yada, yada. Oh, this is super dope. Ace is super cool, man. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for being so helpful, you guys. Cool. And so if you want to, you definitely can come in here and to the advanced I'm sorry, to the where did I put it? Did I put it in masterpiece? Or was it in the put on wearables? Put on wearables. That's where it is. Did I put it in here? So this is a video that teaches you how to put your wearables on. I pinned a message. Which one did I pin? Oh, that's the one I pinned. I'm looking for the That's really bothering me. um yeah, okay, here we go. Is it in the mint folder? No. Which one's is it massive? Oh. It's in the install. Okay, cool. At the bottom of the install magical voxels on your computer thread, there's a shader directory that you can download. And this shader directory is really, really cool. You can just replace your shader directory. We go over magical voxels like 3 out of 4 Wednesdays a month, and we'll probably go back to it next Wednesday. But For right now, just download this and hold on to it, and we'll go over how to install it and how to use it next class. So if there are no questions, nobody has any questions. Are y'all sure? No questions?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Shit.
What's your profanity?
Okay. All right. Sorry. All right, y'all. Love y'all. And I will see you guys next time. Next time, Gadget. Next time. Thanks for coming to class, everybody.